And joining me now is retired Green Beret Jason Beardsley. Thanks for being with us on NewsNation Now.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate that. Tough subject.
Oh, totally. And we just heard from Robert there. The IDF is ordering more evacuations of Palestinians in Gaza's southern city of Rafah. Would you say that this invasion is really imminent?
Absolutely. I think Israel has made this notable from the beginning of this invasion. The determination to really extinguish Hamas, which is a very difficult thing, has been sort of their goal from the outset. And so anything shy of that is really going to put mostly the Israeli government and the leadership there in tight scrutiny. They don't have much of a choice here. We have to remember where this starts. It starts with the October 7th terror attack inside Israel. And this will not end as well as I think some people would like, but Israel doesn't have much of a choice here.
I've heard some analysts say that, look, rooting out Hamas is something that definitely needs to be done, but really what needs to happen is rooting out of an ideology. How does that happen? How does that get extinguished? Does it happen by just invading Rafah, or does something else need to happen?
It's an argument I think folks have had, which is something about, can you extinguish the ideology for real? And I think people will point to the Nazi, our work there in World War II, or maybe Empire of Japan. So it's very difficult to extinguish full term. We found that, of course, with ISIS or Al-Qaeda, as it were. But what is possible is to decimate military capacity for an organization. And keep in mind that Hamas really has a lot of leverage here that they are not exerting. They could end this quickly and actually put their people in Gaza in a better position by, number one, inviting third parties into the negotiation. Number two, coming to a peace terms or a settlement, even though it may not be their maximal objectives. They are the ones holding out and using civilians in this case for, let's call them, maximal gains that are unlikely. So this situation had some off-ramps, but we're not seeing a lot of that right now.
Yeah, well, let's expand on this a little bit more. Hamas says Gaza's ceasefire efforts with Israel are back to square one. But many Israelis are now ramping up pressure on Netanyahu to get the hostages that are still being held by Hamas and get them released. Do you think that this gives the U.S. room to apply more pressure for a ceasefire deal itself, more pressure from the U.S.?
Well, it certainly has added pressure. The United States for a long time now has been pressuring for that ceasefire. But I think what you're seeing is the leadership in Israel, and they just voted to continue their operations into Rafah, has said resoundingly, we will conclude this on our terms, not on the terms of others. And that's to be expected. The United States has to look out first for the American interest. The Israeli prime minister has to look out for the Israeli state interest first. And though that's very difficult for the families of the hostages, it has to be remembered that the pressures that come from activism or donor support or even the protests you see in America, those cannot drive or should not drive national policy. Sometimes they do, and that gets pretty complicated, which is what we're seeing here too.
Yeah, it's not like we're getting to see the top secret intelligence and things that our lawmakers and people in those proper positions are. Well, President Biden, he's pledging to halt bomb and artillery round shipments to Israel if they invade Rafah. Here he is. Take a listen to this.
I made it clear that if they go into Rafah, they haven't gone into Rafah yet. If they go into Rafah, I'm not supplying the weapons that have been used historically to deal with Rafah, to deal with the cities, to deal with that problem. We're going to continue to make sure Israel is secure in terms of Iron Dome and their ability to respond to attacks like came out of the Middle East recently. But it's just wrong. We're not going to supply the weapons and the artillery shells used that have been used.
Artillery shells as well.
Yeah, artillery shells.
So talking more about offensive rather than defensive help that has been offered in the past, but also saying, you know, our pledge to you is ironclad. Is it? Does Israel feel abandoned when they hear this?
I think Israel understands that President Biden is in a very difficult position. And again, you can look back to the activist support in the Democratic Party, and the base is saying they're split in half on this topic. So rather than do a full-on sort of, let's call it a press for Israel to completely cease fire, what he's doing is leveraging the support that America has for them. But Israel will do this operation irrespective of the rhetorical support or even materialistic support from the United States military. They're not.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.